In this video, we'll be reducing or simplifying this rational expression 6x to the third times the quantity x squared plus 2 squared minus 2x times the quantity x squared plus 2 raised to the third power, all over x to the fourth. Now, the first step in simplifying rational expressions is to factor. So we're going to do that. And what can we factor out of this numerator? Well, we can factor an x out of this term and out of this term. So let's do that. We have x times 6x squared times x squared plus 2 quantity squared. And let me hold on right here and just review that this is all being multiplied together. The 6x to the third times x squared plus 2 raised to the second power. And so when we pull an x out or factor an x out of this entire term, it's only coming out once, right? So sometimes you would think, oh, what about what's in here? Well, no, it's because this is all being multiplied together. So now when we do have something separated by addition here, and this is being multiplied right here, but when we have something separated by addition or subtraction, then we can pull out another x, and that's what we're doing here. So that's why we have to come over here and pull out another x. Not that it becomes x squared here. We're just pulling out one x from each term. Okay, so we're taking out another x here, so we get just the 2 left, and then what's left is x squared plus 2. Okay, quantity to the third power. Now, let me put a bracket around that. We have this all over x to the fourth. Now what we have is this huge bracketed expression that's all being multiplied by this x. Well, we can cancel this x with one of these x's. This is x to the fourth, so we just now make it x to the third. So what that simplifies now, it gets rid of that x, and we have all this rest of this stuff. I'm going to write that down. And in the process of writing it down, I'm going to factor out an x squared plus 2 quantity squared out of each of these terms. Now this is to the third power, so there's still going to be one left. So let's see what happens here. When I pull that out, x squared, I'll pause and write it down. So again, we pulled out an x squared plus 2 factor, that whole quantity. And so what's left is just 1 in this term, and I wrote that to show that we just factored that out. And then we have x squared plus 2 raised to the first power here, because we pulled out a power of 2 out of this power of 3. Okay, now what is left on the inside? What you have in this step, after you distribute this negative 2, you still have the 6x squared, and then you have negative 2x squared and a negative 4, because negative 2 times positive 2 is negative 4. Now we can combine like terms, and that leaves us 6x squared minus 2x squared is 4x squared. And then we'll go ahead and factor this 4 out. And notice the 4 is only factored out of this term. So we have 4 times the quantity x squared minus 1. And this is just to factor it to see if we can cancel anything else out. For simplifying, we could leave it just like this. But I know that some answers in some books might have it factored out. So let's just show how they got that. And so we factor this x squared minus 1 as x plus 1 times x minus 1. So in the end, we have x squared plus 2 quantity squared times 4 times the quantity x plus 1 times the quantity x minus 1, still all over x to the third. So we only got to cancel one x out. After all of that, we only canceled out one x, but that is a simplified form of this initial rational expression. I hope that helps.